We're going to do a quick run through of the Flex Power Designer software. This is freely downloadable from our website. It's flexdigitalpowerdesigner.com. And when you first open it, it looks like this. You can start a new project. You can scan and monitor for parts you have already. Let's start with a new project here. And what you first see here is a list of all the available products that we offer, both digital and some of the analog as well. And going from the point of loads to the higher power parts, the intermediate bus converters. Let's start off with the intermediate bus converter. So we're going to start with IBC. As you can see, the acronym just triggers that to search for those. And I want it to be something that talks over PM bus, so I want a digital part. And that'll filter things down a bit. And I know the power level I want is going to be about 650 watts. And I want the output to be 12 volts. It's going to be a 48 volt input. And already I can see a few results here. I'm going to go ahead and just pick this VMR 458. And from here it creates a rail in this list of rails here. It's also going back to this idea of a system view. It's creating a mapping of just this part as part of a system, and I'll come back to this more. So first, let's go to this rail. One of the first things you usually do, especially with digital parts, is you will set the PM bus address for the part. Of course, it's giving me a little error here, so I can use that to try and figure out what kind of address I should set for this. Set it to just 13. One other thing to point out while I'm here, I'm not going to, there's not too much to configure for IBCs generally, since, if it's just outputting 12 volts, I can set this here, 12 volts output. And this is the basic tab where I can set the voltage, the input voltage for simulation purposes, how it's enabled, whether it's over a PM bus or the control pin. This will vary depending on whether it's a POL device or an intermediate bus converter. And then also the basic things like the warning and fault thresholds. Of course, you can also go through here, and if you want to, you can go into the individual commands themselves. So for instance, I changed the voltage to 12 volts. It's going to show up under this vout command here as well. One more thing I want to talk about before that we have as a new feature in Flex Power Designer is our thermal modeling, and you can find that under the datasheet here. This is a new feature where you can see the thermal model at different power dissipation and efficiencies here. So, and you can select based off of the vout or temperature, so forth. So just giving you a quick teaser here, this is something we're actively working on.